So here on Book Talk Weekly, we're going to be talking about The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. And the recurring theme here is when one gives his whole heart to God, that person receives joy that surpasses all knowledge. Let's go on to C.S. Lewis. So, can you explain, that story about, come on, remind me. What's the story?
Well, the story is about a guy that travels he's actually on a bus ride from heaven to hell. And while he's in hell, he experiences bad things, and when he goes to heaven, he meets these spiritual creatures, like he meets angels and these like spirits and stuff, and they say that heaven is described as something that you can't really fathom. Like you can't really touch the grass, you can't pick up acorns and stuff because your body is not, like your soul is there, but your body, like you're not whole there until you actually have God in your life. So it says like whenever you fully accept like what God has for you, and that if you just leave all the earthly things on earth and you accept the spiritualness of it, then your body becomes whole and you can pursue on to the mountains in the kingdom of God itself.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about another part of the story where the red lizard accompanies a man, and the man meets an angel, and we're going to talk about how this relates to the theme of the story.
Well, yeah, it does actually. Well, see, the woman is actually in heaven already. She's one of God's people, and she meets this man, and he's carrying around the lizard, which is actually represented as the lust and stuff that he's trying to bring into heaven with him, which you can't bring sin into heaven. So the woman is telling him, like, do you want me to kill that for you? And he's like, no, I don't want you to kill it. I like it here. And she's like, okay, let me kill it. And he's like, no, it's not doing any harm. And she says, let me kill it. I promise you, like, it'll be better. Like, if you let go of your earthly things, God will bring you abundance more. He'll bring you way more than you could ever fathom of what he could bring you. So she does end up she knocks it off of his shoulder, and he rides off on this beautiful big stallion, and everybody that was visiting with him is just in awe, and they're amazed at what God did through this angel.
In the story, we read about a woman who dearly misses her son. Her son's in heaven, and we just need to figure out how does this relate to the thing?
Well, it does in numerous ways. Well, for one, she goes to heaven because they're kind of more or less touring heaven in a way. And so she goes to tour heaven, and she sees the spirit, and she explains to the spirit that she just loves her son so much, and she misses him, and she needs to tell him sorry. And so the angel's like, okay, well, like, leave everything that you want to tell your son behind. Like, you have to leave it behind so that way you can be as spiritually whole as your son. And this lady goes absolutely crazy. She just can't believe that the spirit wants her to do that. And so she throws this big fit, and she's just like, I want to see my son now. And she ends up telling the spirit that she wants to drag her son to hell because she can't get rid of her own personal problems, to just accept what God has for her and to just be with God.
That's such a sad story.
Yeah, it is.
So, in this here book, we're going to talk about how a joyous woman of God shows the theme of the book. So Mama, can you talk about it a little bit?
Well, actually, this joyous lady she's blessed in numerous ways. Like the animals love her, the spirits love her, they cling on to her, and they're just so happy to see her. She's like the spirit to their life that they've all been looking for. She's like almost like a female version of like what God's presence would be like in a way. And she's just beautiful. They describe her as beautiful and enchanted, and she's out of this world. Like you can't really fathom exactly what she looks like.
You wrote about how how this woman is just so happy, and she sees like her former husband, right? And then this former husband is he's from hell, so he doesn't have the same joy, right? And we see that this husband is still brokenhearted over this woman, that he misses her, right?
Exactly, and it's kind of like she tries to get him to let go of the heartbreak, and she tells him that that if he would just accept it, that God would just bless his heart and heal his heart, and that they would be together in heaven forever, pretty much. So
yeah, that's a beautiful story, spoken by a beautiful doctor.
Yeah, actually, I think he's following me. I don't know what to do.
Oh, there you are. Almost missed you.
Oh, yeah.
So, we didn't finish our interview. So, in your own words, how would you conclude the theme of the story?
Well, the whole theme of the book is if that you give your heart, soul, and mind, and you just leave everything on earth, and you just surrender your whole body to God and your spirit to God, then you'll just have eternal blessings, and that you'll be forever grateful, and God will bless you in many ways.
Join us next time while we continue this interview over dinner. Well. So now we're going to talk about another story. So Candace, could you tell me about the story where...
Ow! Just keep going.
You can't edit that out.
Yeah, you can.